Oh, well, there I am, live on YouTube and reaching for the books behind me. Hi, everyone. So I am Christopher Lehman, founding director of the Educator Collaborative, hooking up my live stream, and you just saw me grabbing books. So I just finished with Shauna Coppola and Amira Abdel-Al with their study series session, and I have these books on my shelf behind me. And I thought, why not just talk about the books a little bit? Because every time I have books behind me, I've chosen them on purpose. But then I realized I don't say much about them. So let's talk about some books. It's a random set, but they're here for a reason. So first of all, if you don't already have for professional learning, Shauna Coppola's Writing Redefined. This is Shauna's newest book, which much like her study series session today, talks about ways of rethinking everything from the writing process that you share with students to even the genres that you engage them with in the classroom, to the ways that you inspire them to write, ways that you help them compose and create. Shauna always pushes for thinking beyond just text with words that you handwrite or type. But I mean, there's everything from the way that you inspire kids to start writing through, like today, she and Amira talked about writing provocations. The text is full of QR codes everywhere that lead directly to examples, as well as mentor texts and some of Shauna and students' other writing as well. It's a beautiful book. It's so inspiring, like everything that Shauna does. So it's Writing Redefined is that one. Then on my shelf here, let's go through some other texts. So the book that I was just grabbing off the shelf before I realized you were watching me, because I was trying to make sure that I pronounced it correctly. Ojaliheliga, We Are Grateful by Tracy Sorrell. This is one of Tracy's many, many texts. Tracy's a member of the Cherokee Nation, and this book goes through multiple seasons and uses words in English, in Cherokee, and then there's also the Cherokee alphabet is used on each page. It's beautiful illustrations by Franny Lassac. And it goes across seasons, across words that you might use to describe the seasons, and ways that people depicted work and work together in a community and love their family. For example, here is summer. As crops mature and the sun scorches, we say, oh, I got to go back to the first word to make sure I'm saying it correctly, Ojaliheliga. So here's summer, it's in the Cherokee alphabet, and says gogi is a word in Cherokee. It's a beautiful text, like all of Tracy's work is. So that is We Are Grateful. On my shelf, I have up there one of many books in the Yasmin series. That one is one of the newest ones that just came out recently, Yasmin the Writer. Yasmin is a spunky little girl who does incredible things. It is written, now you're going to watch me with my pajama pants. Professional on the top and pajama pants on the bottom. Here is Yasmin the Writer. It's written by Sadia Faruqi. Sadia is going to be our keynote speaker for our fall The Ed Collab gathering, which is our free conference. Happens every September and April, so you can look for information on our website. So Yasmin is a spunky little girl that does beautiful, amazing things. The text is written for kind of second-y, third gradery ish. It's definitely an early chapter book. However, you could use this as a read aloud with younger students, or even use this as a mentor text with older students. That's one thing that I think is so important when we think about mentor text with even older writers, is to not just choose mentor texts that have beautiful, gorgeous writing that adult authors might be creating in their text, but also to find writing that matches the ways that your kids actually write. So you may have fourth or fifth graders that are just, for example, engaging with dialogue. And so, and trying to improve the ways that they use a more natural dialogue. you might take a mentor text that may be on a readability level for a second or third grader, but use it as a mentor text for fourth or fifth grade writers. It's a beautiful series. There are tons of them and more to come. And Yasmin is just tons of fun. So that's Yasmin the writer is one of the new ones. Because Shauna and Amira today were talking about texts that were beyond just text on the page, but looking at graphics as well too, I grabbed 2 graphic novels. Let me reach back. I should have planned this a little better. So here are 2 of those. So I'll start with this one. So one of them is a manga. So this is manga, you read this way. So it's called Silent Voice is the name of the manga series. So manga are these 2. So Shoya is the boy and Shoko is the girl. Shoko is deaf. And when they met when they were in elementary school, Shoya was involved with a group of other boys that were making fun of Shoko. I keep looking at the back because I want to make sure I get their names correct. So he and his friends were making fun of her when they were back in elementary school. And so the start of the book has that flashback. And then once in a while, you see other flashbacks. Now it's many years later, you can actually see them depicted there. And they run into each other again. And so now he has learned from past mistakes. He's trying to be a different person. He's also kind of interested in getting to know her. And so the series follows what happens when you are trying to maybe undo the mistakes of the past, and will they be accepted or not? So it's a terrific series. Definitely middle grade readers love it, but older readers will love it too. So it's a manga. And then Robot Dreams by Sarah Varon. I've had this on my shelf for years, and I've come back to it often. It is beautiful. It is emotional. It is a graphic novel that has no words at all, or very few. Like here it says like whoomp. So there's kind of like sound that happens, but there's no dialogue. There's no descriptive text. But it goes through this emotional journey of these different characters and the role that robot plays in their relationship and in their friendship. It has adult maturity in the sense of like it's kind of looking through the lens of internal feelings and how we relate to one another, how we relate to the world, how we see our place in the world. But I've certainly had younger students read this as well too. So Robot Dreams, love it. It's beautiful. Then some other text, What If It's Us? I live in New York City, and this is it's many things, but it is a love letter to New York City. So it's by Becky Aliberti and Adam Silvera. It starts with a meet cute. This one guy sees another guy in the post office as he's carrying a box. They have kind of a meet cute moment and then fall apart. And then the main character is trying to, for the first part of the book, reconnect with this cute guy that he saw, but he can't find him. And so he, with some of his close friends, start to post flyers all around the city. They find each other, and like a very cute Hallmark movie, they eventually find each other and a relationship starts to build. It is such a love letter to the city, to the places that people are in it. It's a love letter to friendship. It's just the cutest story, and you can read it forever. So I love that too, because you fall in love with the characters and then you hope that their story doesn't end. So that's What If It's Us? And then the last one I have over here, if you're looking for some narrative nonfiction. So this is Little Dreamers, Visionary Women Around the World by Vashti Harrison. There are a ton, and maybe when I do some future book talks, I can share some others. There are a ton of texts about women that came out in the past, just the past few years, that have these kind of like 1 or 2 pager biographies that try to show and talk about strong women across different contexts. Some are just in politics, some are in science, some are in different arenas. Vashti Harrison, with her beautiful illustrations, takes a particular look at women around the world and does it through her very inclusive lens as always. So they're all one pagers with her beautiful, here it is, one pager with her beautiful illustration to the side. They are gorgeous, very brief biographies. If you have a biography unit that you're working on with your students, it's great mentor text that you can read to, or they're great, like I learned from Shauna and Amira today, provocations. You could read a very short uh, one pager on an incredible woman in history and have students write or compose off of that. So that's what's on my shelf right now. I chose them all to inspire off of the session that we saw this morning. If you did not have a chance to see the session, right now our study series is Pay What You're Able all the way through June 30th. So you can go to learning.theeducatorcollaborative.com and look for our Pay What You're Able link. And there is where you can register for any amount that you'd like, and you can watch today's session or many others. Happy reading, everyone, and thanks for all that you do for your students, your colleagues, our amazing profession, and especially right now for yourselves, for your family, and for those that you love. So have a great rest of your day.